I moved here in 2007 in the spring, which is a beautiful time to move in because the blossoms are all out in the garden. And so that's 6 years ago. It's been a fantastic 6 years in this house. It's been a pleasure to live here. The history of the house, it was originally part of the next door house, so a wing of it, as I understand it, and it was, I think, literally cut off and transported over to the orchard, because there are a whole lot of fruit trees just outside the front door here. And you can see one or two interesting details as a result of that. But the main part of the house, from the kitchen through to the living room, that's the original, and that would be 1920s. And the new part of the house is the kitchen, the bedroom above it, the big bedroom above it, and the whole of the basement area. I find it amazing that before I moved in, I had been driving past along this road every day of my life to my previous house, which wasn't very far away, and I never realized that it was here. I drove in for the first time and said, wow, amazing. I couldn't believe that I'd been doing that for so long and I hadn't taken that in at all. And so you realize that it's set back off the road behind a fence and some trees. You don't realize the road is there. The road doesn't realize that you're back here. And certainly on the back side of the house to the woods, it's peaceful and quiet and totally private. And as I say, very enjoyable to be living here. So my favourite places of the house are, well, there are two places really, morning and evening, I think. So morning, the sun comes up on the side of the house where that small sitting room is off the side of my bedroom. And it's just great to go downstairs, get your cup of coffee, go back up, sit there, morning sun coming straight, streaming through the windows, enjoying a cup of coffee and reading the paper. Just a lovely way to start the day. And the evening, of course, the sun comes around to the other side of the house. And so especially by the time spring comes around and you're desperate to be outside, it's so nice to come back from work and sit out there. I have a chair out there on my deck, and get a cup of tea or probably a drink and sit out there and just enjoy winding down, listening to the birds. So many birds because it's on the edge of a wooded area. And I have planted some perennials, shrubs that are quite scented just in that area too. So you get the smells as well. And I'm a gardener. I just love sitting there enjoying my garden in the evenings. Well, the best thing about living in this area is, of course, the proximity to the sea and the beach. Our local beach is West Beach, which is a mile away, if that. West Beach is a really great beach for the local residents in Beverly Farms and Prize Crossing. If you live in this area and you go down to the beach and hang out, you're soon going to get a flavour of all the local people and their families having fun down on the beach, barbecues, etc. And also a lovely place to walk. It's got quite a good length to it, going all the way along to Bride's Beach, and just a great place to relax and wind down at the end of a day. And as I say, get to know a lot of the locals. I go boating with friends from Manchester mostly, and it's just beautiful to be out there on the water. You can be pottering along the coast, looking back at all the houses and seeing who lives where and where your friends are, and then out and around Misery and over to Salem and Marblehead. There's so much going on here. I play polo over at Myopia, so that's great. It's a big horse country over in Hamilton. There's so many people that ride horses. Lots of places to play golf, rivers to go kayaking on, woods to go walking in, trails for bikes in the woods, and then I bike a lot too. I went the other day all the way up to Rockport, which is all the way along the north shore out to what is really an island of Rockport and back around. And then of course there's great cultural things too. We have a few little theatres around this area. I love going to the theatre with friends. And then very easy to go into Boston. The train station is just down the road here in Beverly Farms, and the service into Boston is very regular. 35 minutes, I believe. Of course, it's not far to the airport either. Equally, a drive to the airport is about 40 minutes. I shall miss this house tremendously. It's been a fabulous house for myself and my two boys. My favourite times are when they're all around. We're sitting around the dining room table having family dinners with all and sundry. And I think they will miss it too.